Hey, welcome back to another episode of Coach Joe. This is episode 2 in the season, and I realized in episode 1 I didn't actually give like the intro of what it's going to be, what it's all about. And think of it as like a daily vlog meets hero's journey. Like I'm on this journey to go from like done for you services. Like I used to be in like the marketing space where we were doing a lot of performance media, managed over like 500 million on the paid side, and did it for agencies, for brands and all of that. Worked in-house brand side, also went to the holdco side. So have experience on both sides, and now I'm headed out to work directly with owners who have Shopify stores, who are subscription focused, and I'm looking to help 100 stores by 2027 to break 1 million. In order to do that, I just didn't feel right doing it and not being a practitioner myself. So I have acquired a e-commerce brand called The Wordy Traveler. And this is a women's subscription box for women who love reading and travel. So every box comes with tea, coffee, and a bunch of goodies in it, themed around a specific place each quarter. And so I'm going to just give you a quick tour in here, kind of show you what we have in here. And so we have books, we have tea, we have coffee, we have all the books here. We've set this area up to kind of have everything. This will all be a little bit different each quarter, but we've acquired the business and now we have all the pieces that it comes with. And you may think I'm crazy because obviously we can make more money just consulting people and all of that. But I wanted to have that experience so that way we are able to walk people through like when they actually are looking to grow their brands. My long-term vision is to help 100 stores break 1 million because I think that changes the family dynamic of all of those different stores. And ultimately, I want to just give you a tour of exactly how we're doing things in here. So we have here all the shipments that need to go out. I think it's blurring it, but for November, December. And then the books by destination. So it's just a spreadsheet that we print out, what our prices, what our costs are. I do this so that when we're packing, and I have my boys helping us. So this is like part of our homeschool curriculum, just having them help. We have what goes in the book and souvenir envelope, what goes here in the souvenir, what goes here in the fiction books and nonfiction books so that they correlate here. So right now, I'm going to walk you through kind of the reason, the story, like the whole background on like, hey, I bought my first Shopify store. Here's how we're going to grow it past $1 million a year. So let's start off with the backstory. This deal came about. I ended up buying, by the way, this store from a past client of mine who, when I worked at an agency called Stealth Venture Labs, they were a client of mine. They were great. They were on Cratejoy actually when we started. And then ultimately we ended up moving them over to Shopify. I was just like, hey, in order for us to get off of MailChimp, because they were on MailChimp, we have to do this. And it will just make everything so much smoother, which it did. But we just became really close. Like I really loved helping them, and which also led me to say like, hey, I want to get into coaching eventually because I just love helping people. Like I love being able to help somebody get unstuck with a specific problem or task. And they ended up reaching out to me. I forgot how, like years after I left, and we're like, hey, how's it going? We're looking to potentially sell. I think they had reached out and seen if I knew anybody. And I actually told them my long-term vision is to buy, grow, and sell e-commerce brands. And they were like, oh yeah, we're selling the brand. And so I looked at it initially and I said, my friend Dan would be great for this because I just saw like he had done acquisitions. I didn't think I had what it took to acquire a brand that just felt like very big at the time. This was years ago. And long story short, Dan ended up chatting with them. They went back and forth. The deal kind of fell through. I don't think anything malicious or bad. It was just, hey, time kind of got the best of them. Now, long story short, I'm going to say that a lot in these videos, but basically they ended up going down a path of not moving forward. And for whatever reason, the deal came back up like a year later. Now, once it came back up, I ended up getting involved and was saying, hey, Dan, like I could run sales and marketing. he was saying he could run the fulfillment, and we could work together on this because I felt safer with him in there versus just myself doing the deal. So they ended up, it ended up coming up that no, it's still not going to work because the price wasn't right. Then the timing hit perfectly where I was looking to move forward. I had been at agencies, managed 500 million since then, been at holdcos, worked brand side, and realized I ultimately wanted to be able to acquire my own brand sooner than later and apply what I've learned and what I know needs to be done with the D2C first approach to be able to scale a brand. And it's a lot of things, right? And then I said, hey, I also would love to be able to coach people. And those two things really aligned. And I said, well, my mission is to help 100 stores by 100 Shopify brands break $1 million. So if they're already doing 15K a month, how do we get them to 83K plus a month? Then why don't I acquire this brand and show people as I do it? Like, let me just document my journey of, hey, I can go do this for myself and walk you through the steps and build out that playbook and be able to help other stores. Now, my view on this is like only Shopify stores. Like, I don't even want to mess with WooCommerce because I have, and it's just not a pleasant experience. Drop in the comments if you also feel the same way about Shopify and WooCommerce, because I'm curious. But I only wanted to scale Shopify stores, and I only want to work with subscription brands. Now, that's a whole separate video, and I'm putting together like kind of like 6 different categories of videos on this channel that are like master classes where I'll dive into a lot of that stuff. But for now, as I'm prepping my labels right now for our brand, I'll show you here. So as we're prepping all these labels, essentially what I'm doing is like which ones are nonfiction and fiction, which ones are fiction, which ones are non, and then what are these extra ones. And so let me put this one here. But as I look at it, I'm like, I don't think any brand, any one-time Shopify brands are, if you just have one time, I don't see you being able to actually scale. Like the economics must be very good, or you either have to have a really good organic presence, meaning that more than 25 to 50% of your traffic is coming from organic and actually converting, or, and this is a big or, you have subscription. And if you don't have one of those, then chances of you succeeding in e-commerce in D2C after 2025 is pretty low. So I digress. But I built out the entire like coaching, like the people I'm going to coach are those brands because I can work with them. I know the playbook. I know I'm going to know firsthand what it feels like. Like I can already feel a difference when we're spending our own money on ads versus you're spending somebody else's. And like I said, I've managed 500 million in paid, but still it's different when it's your actual dollar in there and it's being spent in Meta. And you kind of think, oh man, like this is so different from what I would tell clients. Like I would tell clients, hey, just go ahead and put it on super broad CBO, and just let it run. And now I'm in here like running video view campaigns to be like, hey, that's more eyeballs. And if those people see it, then these people will do this, and like doing the same stuff that brands would tell me. And so I just think it's really great. I'm really grateful just to be able to be in this position where I get to step into the shoes of you all. And I get to operate this brand, and hopefully you'll come along with me, kind of watch the journey. And if whether you're starting right now or you're like you already have a brand and maybe you saw like an ad of me somewhere and you're like, hey, what is this guy all about? Like I'm truly trying to help 100 stores break $1 million, and my store will be one of them. Truly, like I don't know. I've always liked coaches and or entrepreneurs who did the thing as well as teach the thing. Like that to me felt different. It's like a teacher. I never was great with teachers who had not done the thing they were telling me they're going to do. And I think it's like 85% of business professors don't actually have a business. Let's look it up right now. Let's see, what percentage of business I'm curious what you think. Drop it in the comments right now. If you haven't won, I think it's 85% don't have a business. But we're gonna ask chat right here and see. I don't even know how they would know that. Like, is there like some database of like where they say that? I'd say it is. Well, I cannot give you a credible percentage. Evidence suggests that running a business is relatively uncommon among full-time business school professors. If I were to hazard a guess and emphasize this is speculation, I'd say that percentage is likely in the low double digits, for example, 10 to 20%. Depending on region and school type, whether it's a research or teaching school, and owning a business, how owning a business is defined. So chat is just guessing, but they're saying 10 to 20%. I think I think that's about right. But either way, all that to say, I am here to help you all. I'm pumped to be able to be on this journey with you. And if you'll join me in the next episode of Coach Joe, I'll see you over there. All right, make sure to work to live. Peace.